There's not much wind in the forecast, so don't know how long it's going to take to actually get to Paden. It's about 50 miles from where we are. Anyway, so just keep sailing this crate. First few cat's paws. Should we try raising this or unrolling this code 0? See, maybe we can get this crate at least headed in the right direction here. It's got a loop on itself. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it got around the skelling oar. There's not enough breeze to get her moving at all here. Yeah, maybe this guy's wake will shove us through the jibe here. Now it's late afternoon and I'm finally approaching Paden. Well, at least I'm in classy company here with the Shenandoah of Vineyard Haven. Quite a nice evening, isn't it? Yeah. So the two black gaffers, one great and one small, but still great, approach their berths at the end of the day.
You the guy that calls sea crew?
Put my mainsail and you'll just tow me in, or?
Sure.
All right.
Anywhere you're comfortable, I should be able to push you in mine and flat.
You want to come up on my quarter?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you put her on your quarter?
Yeah.
And then run the mooring with just the head sail.
Right.
Furl the head sail just as I get to the mooring.
Well, I went transatlantic in 2020 to Ireland and then on to Spain and the Canary Islands. One problem I ran into is that very few people will refill a propane tank there. Instead, what people do over there is they use tank exchanges with the blue Campingaz tanks. And the tank exchanges are pretty ubiquitous. Pretty much any grocery store or gas station will have them.
Can you get that to stay on?
However, having American appliances and American stove, I did have to buy an adapter in order to use the Campingaz tanks with my devices. And then traveling to Canada last summer, ran into pretty much the same problem. Not many people will refill tanks. However, the propane exchanges are pretty much everywhere. Again, pretty much any grocery store or gas station will have a tank exchange. And the Canadians, as well as here in the States, use these standard 20-pound steel tanks. So the obvious solution would be just to change over to the exchange tanks and not bother with the aluminum tanks anymore. The problem is that my boat, my propane lockers, are all set up and designed for those 10-pound aluminum tanks. And the 20-pound tanks will not fit in my lazarette propane locker. So what to do? So presently what you're watching is Chris and I replacing the valve on one of my aluminum tanks because I think the old valve was faulty. Although when we actually extracted it, it seemed to be okay. But it seemed like it just could not fill the tank with that valve. So I wanted to get that replaced.
Right, yeah. So that when liquid gets to the level of that tube, it starts shooting whiskers of liquid out the bleeder.
Right, got it.
Which is your signal to stop.
Right.
And that's why an 18-pound tank now, 20-pound tank now holds 18.
So the first solution I tried was just to get two propane POL pigtails and couple them together with a 1/4-inch coupler, and then gravity feed the propane from the exchange tank into my aluminum tank. However, the problem I ran into was that it took forever. Even after half an hour, I had only transferred maybe 1 or 2 pounds of propane. Thanks to a recent video by Clark on Temptress, I found out why this was the case.
Okay, this is the American style that's available now, and again, it's been kind of safetied to death. It's got the appropriate fittings to both fit onto the propane bottle and press the little opening valve that's in here, because not only this controls the flow of gas, but you have to push a little plunger, and that's done as you thread it in. But it has a mechanism built into this little device that retards the flow of gas. The idea for that, I guess, is that it won't go blasting out faster than it should in case the hose is broken. I can barely blow through this. If I try to blow slowly, I can actually get a nice flow, but if I try to blow hard, it shuts right off. That's going to be a problem because we're going to want to move a lot of gas. I didn't have to grip it that hard. I'm not too worried about this one because honestly I bought this as a prop. I'm going to throw it away.
So while Clark's diagnosis of the problem was correct, unfortunately his solution didn't work, at least not for us. We just ended up breaking drill bits and accomplishing nothing. Chris then did some sleuthing on Amazon and discovered the solution, which is that the POL end fittings which go into the tank, you want to make sure are full flow, and so do not have that limiter. Then all you need is some high pressure hose to connect the two end fittings together, and you should be good to go. Full flow Paul.
Correct.
Compared to these, which have the these have this limiter in it, which is a safety limiter. Definitely looks like goop.
Yeah, well, plumber's putty, it's known by a bunch of different names. The key here is that Teflon tape.
Pipe thread compound. Huh.
If Teflon tape, if one little strand of it came off and went into the orifice,
Right, then you can get it in your device.
It would block your device.
Still do the old soap and water leak test.
I got some up here.
Yeah, that's what my dad used to do.
Okay, that's your O-ring.
All right. All right, so we're just going to leak test the line first.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then, so far, so good. Of course, we haven't opened any valve. All right. Drum roll, open the source valve.
Yep, nope, we soaked up good there.
All right. You see any bubbles? I don't.
Nope, no bubbles there.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I have found it.
All right. There we go. Ooh, that sounds good. Oh, wow, that's really going fast.
Yeah, I should have gloves on for this.
So Clark correctly identified the problem.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm very grateful for that. I had no idea that there was a flow limiter
Right.
in those end fittings.
And that's why it was taking so long to...
Correct.
So the procedure here is that you want to connect both tanks with the transfer hose and then place the exchange tank upside down at a higher altitude than the tank you're filling, and then open the valves. And then what you want to do is you want to open the bleeder on the tank you're filling, in my case the aluminum tank. This creates a pressure difference which helps drive the liquid propane through the transfer hose much more quickly.
you're ready.
You'll know the tank is full when you see jets of liquid propane shooting out of the bleeder.
I mean, that feels like it's got 10 pounds in it.
So the tear weight's
So now you know how to refill your own propane tank using a readily available exchange tank. The only disadvantage to this is that you'll have to carry around the empty exchange tank with you.
Right.
I managed to find a place for it under the cockpit of my boat. Consider supporting this channel by becoming a patron. As a patron, you will be able to view my videos free of ads. You will also be able to leave comments, ask questions, and message me directly. You can become a patron for as little as $5 a month.